Hey, this is Tom, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show, and I'm doing some testing using various AC adapters. One being my lab supply, which should be very clean, and one being this little this guy right here, which is a switching power supply, cheap switching power supply, which seems to work. Now, what is surprising this morning, and my whole life is just an array of confusion, is I'm on my lab supply, which I can measure the current. And right now, with the radio on, the display backlight off, I'm only drawing about 300 milliamps. Before I was drawing like 700. Now I can turn the lamp on for a second and see what it does. It goes up to about 450 milliamps, and I'm putting in 9 volts. So I don't know what that's all about. It's another one of those confusing things in my life. I'm on AM. I'm in my workshop. I have several lights on, fluorescent lights. I have my computer on that is running this webcam. So a lot of noise. And like I say, I'm on the medium wave band, which I'm using the internal antenna that's in the radio. So, and I'm just kind of doing this to capture the difference between running off my lab supply and running off this little AC adapter. So let me turn the volume up. I'm not on any station, so I'm getting that noise, which could be just environmental noise. Let me just tune around the bands. I'm at about 100 and I'm right here. Jeez, 1.048 megahertz.
Tradition and heritage, and I'm
There's a strong station.
And the older I get, the more nostalgic I get. But those numbers just don't work on a 65,000.
Other thing I should mention is Florida is going through this storm, so there's lightning crashes every once in a while. So you probably might hear that. Okay, there's a strong station, very strong station, on 970.
And, Penn Jillette singing a song. But his
Right,
point was...
right there.
Come here. Because people won't treat you like that here.
Strong,
and
no hiss.
Can't treat people...
I'm on a bandwidth of 6.
He warned us yesterday. It
So,
didn't warn us,
working fine on lab supply. Let's switch over to shortwave.
Be right, that Christian...
That's a long wave. That's FM. There's shortwave. Of course, shortwave right now is practically dead. The solar flux index is like 80, so I don't expect to get much. Especially it's 9:15 a.m. here in Florida. And again, this is just kind of a record for me to see what this thing does. Try 10 megahertz. Okay, there's WWV. Pretty weak, but that's kind of normal lately. Try 5 megahertz. Buzz. Terrible buzz. There's our preacher man, loud and clear. 5.012. Spanish station, nice and clear. Let's go to 40-meter amateur band, starting at 7 megahertz. If we get anything, I'll switch over to single sideband. There's some CW. There we go. So we'll go to single sideband. Let's go to lower. There we go. To me, that seems fine. Okay, now we'll turn the radio off. We'll move to the little power supply down here. I've already hooked it up once, and I was getting some kind of possibly interference, but I didn't know if it was just real interference or not. That's why I'm doing this video. Oh boy, that's tight. Okay, let me check the polarity. Just for safekeeping, I'm going to check the voltage before I have it connected to the radio. So I've disconnected the power cord. We'll turn this on and we'll check the voltage just to be sure. I like to be double safe when I'm dealing with a radio like this. It's one of my prized radios now. Oops, it slipped right out of my hand. And we're measuring 9.01 volts. 9 volts. And the polarity is correct. So we'll turn this off and we'll plug this back into the back of the radio. And we will turn the power supply on. I did notice that even after you've removed power, external power, that we still have enough power to drive the clock for a while. I don't know how long that is, but the radio won't come on, of course. Okay, so let's turn it on. I got to turn the power supply on first, then we'll turn the radio on.
Hey, it won't try to upgrade at next speed.
Working great.
Do that. So 7 and 8 are the ones that
are
vulnerable.
Oh, what's that? What is that interference? It went away. So maybe it's just band conditions. That's the kind of thing I was hearing before, and I was concerned that it was coming from the little power supply, but they just pass through. I've heard that before on shortwave, where you get the signals that kind of just go through the band. Working fine now. Let me check the voltage out of the power supply now. Now before, okay, let me turn this off. Before, when I was testing the power supply with a resistive load of 690 milliamps, the voltage was dropping down to 7.9 volts. So according to my lab supply, today this thing is drawing less than 500 millivolts. I don't know what that's all about. Maybe half the circuitry is not working or something. Let me check the power here. And it's at 8.94. So since it has a smaller load on it, the power supply voltage is not dropping down as much. So it's 8.94. It's almost 9 volts, so that's good. Let's turn the volume back up.
Monitoring every keystroke.
Working good.
Sends everything to Microsoft.
Nice and clear.
And if you want to opt out of that stuff, there's a very little.
This is at 7.168 megahertz. the 40-meter amateur radio band. I don't know where these guys are,
So you don't even notice
but
that.
they're loud and clear.
Big express install one.
Now let's go back to the, well, let's just tune around here for a few seconds.
Install and then turn everything
Go down to 10
off that they've
megahertz,
got turned
or up
on.
to 10.
And there's about 24 things that they've got turned on that lets them.
WWB, not there, doesn't surprise me. 5 megahertz, not there. We can tune back up and find the Preacher Man again. Whoop, I'm on single sideband, we'll get out of there. There was something. So it's working good. Now this is not a very precise test. I probably should, tune the whole band. I'll tune a little bit more and then we'll stop this video. Let's try channel radio. 9750. Whoops. 0. I punched in the wrong thing. 9750 point. There we go. I think that's the right frequency. Nothing there. Try 9570. No, not much there. Okay, so I don't seem to be getting any dreaded AC hum, or I don't seem to be getting that high frequency signal that I saw on the oscilloscope. It might be out there. I haven't really done that much. I'm just doing a little quick test here. I'm using a in-fed 50-foot in-fed antenna, which is sopping wet because of all the rain, and the radio seems to be working okay on this little cheapo AC power supply. I ran it for over an hour and a half, matter of fact, hour and a half with that 690 milliamp load at 9 volts. And the components didn't get that hot inside. So I haven't even drilled any holes in it for ventilation. I didn't see that much difference. I did see some difference between cover on and cover off, but not appreciable. Yeah, it's all relative anyway. So anyway, I thought I'd just record this so that I can go back myself and look and see if, if there's a big difference between my lab supply and this little guy right here. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'm going to continue to look for alternatives for an AC adapter, something maybe more reliable. I'm a little concerned about the reliability of this cheapo thing. I paid $17 for it. It was on sale. It's normally like $24. We'll see. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.